Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today. Wherever you are in this great world, we're gonna talk about XRP. And I had to start with this from Cointelegraph. Pro-crypto lawyer John Deaton has offered the incoming Trump administration to lead a probe into Operation Choke Point 2.0. You know, this would end Elizabeth Warren. And we all know that this was done on behalf of the big banks, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs. That's why this crypto crackdown started in the first place. And you know, it would be great for all these people to be held accountable for holding back innovation in the United States for the last 4 years. I want to see where that goes from here. This comes from Brad Garlinghouse. 2025 is here and the Trump bull market is real. For Ripple, this is even more personal after Gensler's SEC effectively froze our business opportunities here at home for years. The optimism is obvious and very deserved. Today, 75% of Ripple's open roles are now US based, while over the last 4 years, the vast majority of hires were outside the United States. We signed more US deals in the last 6 weeks of 2024 since the election than the previous 6 months. So in the last 6 weeks, Ripple signed more US deals than they did in the previous 6 months. Think about that. And think about all the deals that Ripple is going to be signing in the United States over the coming months. This is going to be very big. Team Trump is already jump-starting innovation and job growth in the United States with Scott Bessent, David Sachs, Paul Atkins, and others at the helm. And they aren't even in office yet. Say what you want, but the Trump effect is already making crypto great again through his campaign and in the administration's day one priorities. That is absolutely friggin' bullish. And that came from Brad Garlinghouse himself. Think about how big this is going to be for Ripple all throughout 2025. And people still want to sell their XRP. And here's confirmation that it's going to start day one. This comes from Speaker Mike Johnson. Take a listen.
How do you plan to execute President Trump's agenda?
Beginning immediately. We, as you said, it indicated there, we gathered all the House Republicans together yesterday and had a full day of work. We went to Fort McNair, which is a short drive in Maryland, and everyone was enclosed together for 8 or 9 hours straight talking about our reconciliation agenda and the America First agenda. You know, we're 15 days out from the inauguration of President Donald J. Trump for his second term, and we want to make sure that we're jump-starting the agenda now over the next 2 weeks so that he's prepared and ready on day one. We have a lot to do, as you know, and we've been putting all the plays together and figuring out the sequence of how we're going to run those plays, and we're really excited about it.
Think about that. No waiting around. They're going to get started immediately. That means big things are going to happen very quick over the coming weeks. And it is going to be a great time to be a crypto investor. This is old but gold. Brian Brooks of Valor Capital Group drops the mic. Ripple isn't replacing the dollar. Take a listen to this.
So the point that I always try and tell people is, you know, the biggest issue that I always try and focus on is cryptocurrencies are really not about currency. And the biggest misunderstanding of this whole discussion is the belief that if crypto is not doing a great job of replacing the US dollar, then crypto is failing in its mission. And what I think we'll talk about a little bit today is the idea that most of crypto is about replacing the centralized banking system with networks that allow user control versus bank CEO control. The crypto assets that have prices are more like internet stocks. It's more like you bet on Google if you think there's going to be high internet traffic, and you short Google if you think people are going to go back to the post office, right? But it's not that Ethereum or Ripple or anything else is trying to replace the US dollar. It's trying to replace a system of transmitting value. And we'll talk a lot more about that. So for me, the prices are not that relevant any more than Google's volatility is. And in the early days of Google, that was super volatile.
The reason that Bitcoin maxis don't really like this video of Brian Brooks is because they always wanted Bitcoin to replace the US dollar. They made it competition to the US dollar. Ripple went out there and said, hey, we don't want to replace the dollar. We just want to move the dollar more efficiently. We want things to move fast, cheap, and secure. But that's why Bitcoin maxis never liked this video of Brian Brooks. They used to use it as FUD against the XRP community back in the day. They always said XRP is centralized. The banks are going to control XRP going forward. I want the freedom coin, Bitcoin, that's going to replace the US dollar. And that was never the approach that anybody should have taken when it comes to Bitcoin. Because if you're going to be competition, guess what? They're just going to keep you out of the banking system. They're never going to let you anywhere near the banking system. But if you want to fix the banking system, they're going to welcome you with open arms. And that's why XRP is the future and Bitcoin is going to be the past. FDIC sent out 25 letters alerting banks to stop developing Bitcoin banking products such as trading and custody, Bitcoin-backed loans, Bitcoin cash-backed rewards, Bitcoin-linked payment cards, specifically Bitcoin. And you see it right here. Number 1, crypto asset related activities, specifically Bitcoin transactions. And that is why Bitcoin, they're telling you, Bitcoin is not going to be part of the new financial system. Even the IMF is telling you that by telling El Salvador to end their whole Bitcoin nonsense if they want money from the IMF. Because Bitcoin is never going to fix any problems at all. The only reason it's at the prices it's at right now is because it's propped up by Tether. You take Tether out of the equation and Bitcoin is not going to be worth anywhere near what it's worth right now. Jeremy Hogan says SEC versus Ripple case may settle by May 2025. I'm going with April to May as a likely time frame. I think Jeremy Hogan is wrong. Here's why. I think the Ripple versus SEC case has to be wrapped up before FedNow goes live in March. That's just my honest thoughts on it. Because we know Ripple's working with the Fed. It's no secret. That's been going on for years. They're most likely going to utilize XRP in some cases. Most likely more geared towards RLUSD, which will still push up the price of XRP. But I think it comes to an end before May, before April even. Let's wait and see where it goes from here. Wow, Ripple CTO David Schwartz is about to speak at Ando Summit, which will take place on February 6, 2025 in New York City. And look at the speakers that are going to be there. So you see Nathan Ullman, CEO and founder of Ando Finance, BNY Mellon, head of digital assets and former global head of custody, Fidelity Investments, head of Fidelity Digital Asset Management, BlackRock, head of strategic relationships and investments, DTCC, head of digital assets, Franklin Templeton's going to be there, digital asset industry advisory services, MasterCard's going to be there, blockchain and digital assets, Ando Finance, once again, Chief Strategy Officer, David Schwartz, Wellington Management, Director of Digital Assets and Tokenization, Wisdom Tree, Head of Digital Assets. This is going to be a very big event, and I'm sure a lot of talking points are going to come out. Maybe we even get some information, some shocking information. Maybe another NDA is now being talked about. We have to wait and see what happens there. But I think that's going to be a very big event as well. A lot of talk is going to happen around tokenization. In 2019, Brad Garlinghouse reflected on Ripple's history with smart contracts, noting the company initially explored multiple use cases, including a smart contracts platform, but chose to focus on solving the $20 trillion cross-border payments problem instead. While Ethereum emerged as the leader in smart contracts, Ripple's decision allowed it to build momentum by addressing inefficiencies in payments and challenging systems like SWIFT. With enterprise-grade smart contracts now being implemented on the XRP ledger, Ripple is poised to combine the successes of Ethereum's innovation with its own achievements in payments, unlocking new opportunities across industries while fixing the global payment system. This is how XRP will ultimately surpass Ethereum as the most comprehensive blockchain solution. That's how we take the number two spot away from Ethereum. And you know, before the Rippleverse SEC case even happened, XRP was the number 2 cryptocurrency. If it retains that spot once again, people say it multiple times, that will put XRP around $13 to $16 with nothing else, just obtaining the number 2 spot once again. Then you add everything else on top of that. XRP is already positioned with utility and use case to easily be a 3-digit asset. I still think it's going to be a 4-digit asset in the short term. I'm talking between now and most likely 2026, sometime within 2026, with ISO going live. Most likely we will have banks using XRP by then. It could even happen sooner with Trump in the White House and a pro-crypto Congress. I am so freaking bullish on where XRP goes from here. In the near term, Ripple Payments will integrate RLUSD stablecoin in early 2025. This makes it easier for businesses and users to adopt Ripple's payment system, boosting XRP's role as a bridge currency. Valor XRP staking ETFs to launch in 2025. These ETFs give investors a way to earn staking rewards, which will bring more money into the ecosystem and increase demand for XRP. We will get more adoption of XRP this year. XRP ETF launch, Ripple IPO, and Ripple lawsuit to be dropped in 2025. These developments collectively enhance XRP's legitimacy and accessibility. An XRP ETF enables institutional investment. The Ripple IPO raises confidence in Ripple's ecosystem. And resolving the lawsuit removes legal uncertainties, paving the way for price growth. If that all happens and all plays out in this year, I'm expecting a 3-digit XRP, because that will bring institutional adoption, which will really drive the price of XRP very quick. Then beyond that, we start looking at mass adoption. That will happen with institutional adoption. This is also going to open up the door for us to get passive income as XRP holders. Risk-free passive income. 2025 will be unlike anything you've seen before. This comes from Ripple Me This. And I always like this post. There are decades where nothing happens, and there are weeks where decades happen. You know, people have been holding XRP for years, through the worst times, watching the price drag sideways for long periods of time, dips here and there, start of the Rippleverse SEC case, fall of FTX. It's been a tough road, and it's all leading up to this time right now. The coming weeks are going to be absolutely incredible for XRP holders. This is the exciting times that we have been waiting for. This is where we reap the rewards for all that we've been through over the last 6 years. Even 2021, that run to $1.92 was so disappointing. Everybody thought 2021 was going to be the year XRP hits double digits, $10 plus. It didn't happen. This time around, things look so much better. There's so much stacking up to push XRP higher and higher. You don't want to miss out on what's coming next. And until it happens, stay patient, stay positive. We are getting rich together. With that said, I'm wrapping up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.